it's electric throughout the whole fans. I mean, I'm involved in a Newcastle fans Facebook group. I'm heavily involved on Twitter with them, and everyone is just buzzing. And it doesn't stop at the fans either. I mean, the fans, we've got the flags getting ready. You've got like dancers getting ready. Everyone's sharing the chants. Like everyone is so excited, and it goes through to the players as well. The players are extremely excited as well. It's a huge occasion.
Yeah, and what kind of role do you have within the Newcastle setup then? You're part of a Newcastle fans TV, but what does a typical week look like for you?
Oh, it's a lot of the stuff we do on Newcastle Fans TV isn't just a matter of going up to the training grounds and talking to players, which we have done recently this week. A lot of it's building the fans up as well, like getting all of the fans together. I mean, me personally, a lot of my vlogs are focused on solely the fans because there's so many funny personalities, there's player families, there's so many different absolute, like I like to call them the nutters. We all are. I'm saying them, I'm part of them. But we get ourselves involved with the club, interacting with them, sharing the club's like helping promote the club, um, helping promote just everything about them. And we don't do this as sort of an official agreement with the club. This is just a matter of we're fans too. We want this women's game to be absolutely massive. So we want to push it as well, and that is literally what we're focused on doing.
Nothing emphasises the growth of the women's game, particularly at this level, than having such a large attendance expected this weekend. You mentioned there the fans are excited for it. Just tell us a bit about what this kind of occasion means to the people of Newcastle.
So it's we've got a guy who's connected to us called Matt Walby, who's a massive stat man, and Matt's really been keeping focused on this whole attendance record, and it's gonna. I think if we hit 28,000 again, which we've done before, if we hit 28,000, we do then end up breaking that 100,000 threshold over, I believe, 5 matches. Which is absolutely massive for the women's game in itself over literally 5 games. That's huge. Um, I know as of this morning, with all the seats that have been sold, it is somewhere between 12 and 18,000 at the moment. So that's about what, say, 2 full days left to go till the actual day, including people who are paying on the gate. I don't see why we wouldn't once again hit 28,000 to 30,000 and break that on the day threshold as well. Everyone is, it's one of those occasions where people aren't just going, I'm going to come with the person I usually come with. They're inviting the brothers. My brother's coming along. They're inviting the partners who wouldn't usually come. Everyone is making a day out of it. So from that normal family who bring four, it's all of a sudden quadrupled. You know, they're bringing cousins, aunties, uncles. Everyone is getting involved. So I do think it's going to be a huge atmosphere. I do hear rumours that there's going to be a very, very, very nice flag display going on. So, it's going to be story night. I can't wait to see this.
And just looking into the Newcastle team, we've of course done our research ahead of the game. Top scorer Bridget Galloway, one to watch being Paige Bailey-Gale with 4 goals from 3 appearances since signing in January. But aside from those two players, is there anybody you think Portsmouth should really look out for in this match?
Well, being at St James's Park was 2 players who I want to point out who played at, I believe, every single St James's Park match so far for the women, and that's Katie Barker and Georgia Gibson, who are both homegrown players. And I don't know what it is about them. The great players, in any case, Katie Barker right now is, in my personal opinion, the peak of her career. But when they step out at St James's Park, there is something different about them. They just get this extra level from themselves. So I think Katie Barker and Georgia Gibson are 2 players to watch out for. I do believe in super subs, and I believe too with super subs who you need to watch out for is Jasmine McQuaid and Anna Soulsby. Them two when they come on again, homegrown lasses. Them two when they come on, they play with such passion that it's hard to ignore that at a place like St James's Park. And then bringing it back down to the defence, I can't fault any of our defenders. Olivia Watt, Charlotte Potts, with goalkeeper Grace Donnelly, Leah Cataldo, Amber Stubbs. We've only conceded 7 goals this season, which is one less than Portsmouth, I do know. That is a testament to how amazing and how hard working our whole defensive unit has been. So I know I've named a few there. You've got a good nearly a starting 11 to look out for, but I genuinely believe that is. But top of the list would be Katie Barker and Georgia Gibson. They come out something special at St James's Park.
Yeah, and you briefly mentioned it there, the comparison between the two teams and their form this season. Newcastle top of the National League Northern Premier Division, Pompey leading the Southern Division. How tight of a game do you anticipate this to be on Sunday? As you know, this is essentially billed to be the battle between two immovable objects and two clubs who have never reached the final of this competition before.
I think I mean, speaking on a Geordie perspective, I think a lot of our fans are overlooking Portsmouth. Quite honestly, I know I'll probably get a lot of boos for that from our fans, but I do believe we're overlooking Portsmouth a little bit here. Probably because we've never fully faced each other before. We've never really competed against each other. I think this is a massive preview for next season in the Championship when we're going to be up there fighting. I think it's going to be an extremely tight game. Yes, I do believe Newcastle are going to have the edge because of where we're playing and the fans will have. But I think on the pitch, it's going to be very much a tale of two halves, and it could really go either way. I believe penalties are a factor, and I wouldn't be surprised if my 5-year-old daughter sees her first penalty shootout happen live in front of her, which I don't know how I'm going to counsel that to her, but I think it's going to be a very tight game. I think it'll be very physical, very fast paced, and I think it's going to be an extremely tactical, tactical game where managers are going to have to be switching positions left, right, and centre. We're going to be very, very, very careful on substitutes. I'm looking forward to a tight match. I just hope we can edge it over with the fans.